Hello everyone, my name is Matt Bowen and I am a computer science major here at CSU. It's actually kind of an interesting story as to how I ended up becoming a computer science major. Now if you're anything like me, then all throughout your childhood growing up, you're always asked by your teachers, your parents, all the adults in your life, what do you want to be? Now, if you're like me as well, then you never really had an answer to that growing up. All your friends were figuring it out left and right that they wanted to be a nurse, he wanted to be a game designer, and Matt didn't know. So this kept happening all throughout my public school through K-12. So I ended up getting really frustrated by this, and by the end of high school, I had gotten accepted into CSU as an undecided major, which that's typically a good idea if you don't really know what you're doing. And I was very much in that boat at the time. So I ended up looking at my schedule and I saw Computer Science 1 on my schedule. And, being a fresh out of high school, I didn't really know what computer science was because none of the high schools around here really particularly go much into it. So not really being in the know, I thought it was kind of like Microsoft Word, Excel, the stuff that they do teach us. So I thought that was going to be easy and that would just be a class that I could, coast through and at the same time try and figure out what it was for me. But what ended up happening is I showed up to class and it ended up not being a, Microsoft Office class. It ended up being a programming class. And I didn't really know what to think to start with. I did some research on it and I saw that computer science is typically one of the fields that has the highest difficulty, I guess you could say. And so I was a little bit worried to start with, but with time and practice, it's one of those things where you get good at if you put in the time and effort. And by the end of that semester, I thought, okay, I can do this. I'm interested in doing this. So I talked to my advisor and I was a computer science major from then on out. And I guess you could say from there, it's basically just history because looking at it now, I'm a senior with this semester and the spring left. And I already have some potential jobs lined up that I could do. So I'm in a pretty good place. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is you don't know that you'll like something if you don't really even know it exists. Or if you do know it exists, that if you don't try it. So that being said, if there's an area out there that you haven't really experienced or thought that you might like, it might be worth it to, take a look at it and see what's going on. Because if I hadn't have done that, I guess by chance, if that wouldn't have happened, then I wouldn't be in the situation where I am now, and who knows where I'd be, honestly. Because it's interesting, and there's a lot of things you can do out there, but, if you don't know, then you don't know. So